Everyone likes a scary story, and when it comes to possessions, it seems like many of these have started happening in the world lately. Some people say the end of the world is coming and that we'll see more of these things. Join us as we take a look at 5 possessed people caught on camera and spotted in real life. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Possessed woman on a bus in Argentina. It might be hard to believe that there's such a thing as demonic possession, but if there are some stories that might make you think twice about it, well, this is one of them. A woman was, quote, possessed by a demon on a bus in San Luis, Argentina, or it appeared that she was. The woman began speaking in a bizarre demonic voice while rolling her head around as if totally possessed by another being. Passengers were apparently terrified as one of them started filming her as she was speaking in this deep demonic voice. The bus passengers were probably thinking that they were on some journey to hell. The bus was on its normal route and was traveling through the city of San Luis in central Argentina one night when a female passenger began exhibiting some alarming symptoms. It's not known if the woman was acting strangely before she got on the bus, but soon people saw her sitting in her seat shouting out unintelligible words. The terrifying episode was caught on a smartphone, which of course had grainy footage, but you can see the female traveler thrashing uncontrollably in her seat while she was speaking in tongues. The scene on the bus could be likened to or bear an eerie resemblance to 1973 blockbuster The Exorcist, which sees a 12-year-old levitate, speak in tongues, and rotate her head a full 360 degrees when possessed by demons. Eyewitnesses said the unidentified woman had previously vomited on the packed bus, which was reportedly forced to stop at the behest of horrified passengers. In the footage, the woman appears to be completely oblivious to the presence of the 2 concerned men who are trying to comfort or control her. One of these good Samaritans places his hand on the woman's head in a vain attempt to restrain her, and eventually these guys give up on trying to restrain and control the possessed woman. What else could they do? Apparently, the bus driver also stopped the bus and tried to help the woman too. He eventually called local law enforcement, who arrived at the scene and brought the woman to a local police station, according to local reports. The viral videos divided the attention of social media users, with some mocking eyewitness claims that the woman appeared to be possessed. Some YouTubers backed witnesses' startling claims of demonic possession. Number 4. Man possessed in a convenience store. Do you believe in ghostly or demonic possession? Though many stories of demonic possession have been passed down, only a few were caught on video, such as this eerie footage of a man allegedly possessed by a ghost while in a convenience store. But is he really possessed, or is this just another hoax? Well, let's check it out and see what really happened. The live leak footage shows a man from Malaysia who reaches into a drink cooler in a convenience store or a market. He starts to take out a drink and then suddenly he goes stiff and starts shaking violently as if suddenly he's having some kind of seizure or epileptic episode. The scary story continues with his body suddenly jerking violently while grunting or yelping as if he's being held against his will by something supernatural. The man then suddenly drops to his knees while pulling at his t-shirt as if something's entering or leaving his body. A female worker in the store goes to check on the man, but he raises his hand and points at a stack of toilet paper rolls, and the woman flees in terror. We're not sure what the stack of toilet paper rolls has to do with terror that happens next, but there is more. The man then stands up and starts pulling his own hair and then falls to the floor unconscious. Then the spine-chilling part comes. Out of nowhere, a reflection of a ghostly figure appears on the store's refrigerator door where the man opened the cooler to get a drink. There's no one else there but the camera filming the terrifying ordeal and the man lying on the floor. Then, the toilet paper rolls the man was pointing at earlier fall from the shelf as if someone knocks them over. All of this footage was captured by a CCTV camera and has been viewed thousands of times as it was uploaded on LiveLeak. Of course, there are many skeptics that claim the footage is fake because one commenter replied that CCTV has no audio, when in fact the footage does have audio. It's still possible as some do record audio. Someone else claims that the toilet paper rolls are attached to a string that he pulls, which brings them down to the floor. The interesting thing about this story is that it's unclear what happens to the man next, and there are no other details attached. Number 3. Possessed woman attacks man on subway. A bizarre video emerged in 2014 that apparently shows a, quote, possessed woman launching a crazed attack towards a man on a train in Canada. The video clip was taken on an Edmonton Transit System train showing a woman acting strange and displaying absolutely bizarre behavior before attacking a man sitting next to her that was apparently a complete stranger. The interesting thing is that the video appeared on Facebook and then a spoof site shortly thereafter, but officials say that everything that the video footage shows really happened. In fact, both of the people were fined for the incident. In the video, a young woman is seen looking through her purse when she starts exhibiting strange and violent behavior. She acts very strangely before the incident occurs, pulling at her skirt and the necklace that was around her neck, just being fidgety and nervous. Then she appears to calm down a little bit and regain some composure. She pushed it off for now. As she goes through her purse and pulls out her cell phone, and then quickly puts it back, that's when she starts to get a very strange look on her face, and then seems to have facial spasms. Then she puts her head back and starts attacking a guy next to her who's simply enjoying a can of Pringles. Can a guy enjoy a can of Pringles on a Canadian train? Peace. The woman then strikes out at the man and yanks on his ponytail before making her way to the train doors. Oh, Canadian train. So she's grabbing this guy by the ponytail, marching her way up to the train doors, and obviously, I gotta figure this guy's getting a little mad. Now, if you were this guy, you would be wondering what in the world just happened and be shocked. And in this case, the man felt the need to fight back, but he probably shouldn't have because, well, it is a woman and it is Canada. They will fine you for everything. The video shows the man approaching her and shoving her several times, and the woman kicks him, which leads to a struggle. The woman then falls onto the floor of the train as ETS security arrive at the scene and subdue both individuals, and say that said transit officers were doing their rounds at Churchill Station when the incident occurred and were able to respond quickly. At one point, a voice off camera says, hey, she's probably beep and possessed, which probably more than likely helped create the story of demonic possession. Both people involved were fined $500 for fighting in traffic. Number 2. A woman in the supermarket falls to her knees and screams. A possession seems like it can happen unexpectedly at any time, whether you're traveling, need a cold drink, or even while in the supermarket just buying some groceries. The video starts out with footage showing a woman walking down an aisle when a package falls down and hits the ground. The woman, probably thinking that something just fell, calmly walks over to pick the item up, takes a look at the item, and then puts it back on the shelf where it came from. Suddenly, she seems as if she's stuck in the box, and then it drops the other items she's carrying. Her body seemed to jerk back and forth, and it's not clear what's going on and why she still has her hand on the item that she picked up from the ground. She starts acting strangely, whooping and thrashing her head back and forth while another shopper in the aisle suddenly takes notice of her strange behavior. She then drops to the ground, and the other shopper walks over to check and see if she's okay. As the other shopper goes to touch her, the woman lets out a scream. She continues to seem distressed, and then some other people start to gather around. A shop attendant goes to her and seems to ask if she's okay, and when he does, the woman lets out another scream. Instead of the people running away, one of them decides to film the woman on her camera instead of helping, while the other people seem to take part in some kind of ritual to help the woman. Apparently, these shop employees know how to handle possessions, and that leads one to wonder how many of these are happening each week in the store. Is that just part of the regular employee training package? Nonetheless, the main guy who tried to help her in the beginning coaxes the other people to help him with this woman. Any normal person would have been long gone at that point, but these brave shoppers obey and get close to the still screaming woman. The guy then starts to grab the woman's head, appearing to gain some control over what's happening to her. While looking as if he's praying, something strange happens, as if some unknown force emanates from the woman, knocking her helpers back, and a shelf and a sign close to the camera move as if something runs past them, knocking them back as well. At this point, the woman seems to be released of whatever demon had possession over her. The video, titled "Strange Demonic Possession," was uploaded to YouTube on May 14th, where viewers noticed the incident occurred in China. The footage was uploaded and has gone viral, recording thousands of hits. Skeptics believe the incident was nothing more than a stunt or prank performed by actors. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Number 1. Exorcism of the real-life Emily Rose. From her birth on the 21st of September 1952, Emily Rose, whose real name was Annalise Michael, enjoyed the life of a normal, religiously nurtured young girl. Without warning, her life changed on a day in 1968 when she began shaking and found she was unable to control her body. She couldn't call out for her parents, Joseph and Anna, or any of her 3 sisters. A neurologist at the psychiatric clinic Würzburg diagnosed her with grand mal epilepsy. Because of the strength of the epileptic fits and the severity of the depression that followed, and seeing demons while praying, Annalise was admitted for treatment at the hospital and was battling with the belief that she was possessed. It seemed there was no other explanation for the appearance of devilish visions during her prayers. Voices also began following her, saying Annalise will stew in hell. She mentioned the demons to the doctors only once, explaining that they've started to give her orders. The doctors seem unable to help, and Annalise lost hope that medicine was going to be able to cure her. Her family called for priests to perform an exorcism on her. The last day of the exorcism rite was on June 30th, 1976, and Annalise was suffering at this point from pneumonia. She was also totally emaciated and running a high fever. Exhausted and unable to physically perform the genuflections herself, her parents stood in and helped carry her through the motions. "Beg for absolution" is the last statement Annalise made to the exorcists. To her mother, she said, "Mother, I'm afraid." Anna Michael recorded the death of her daughter on the following day, July 1st, 1976. A short time before these final events unfolded, William Friedkin's The Exorcist, 1974, came to the cinemas in Germany, bringing with it a wave of paranormal hysteria that flooded the nation. Alright, Top 5ers, if you haven't already, make sure to visit our other channel, The Brilliant, for even more interesting list videos that'll blow your mind. Oh, but I'm warning you, the videos over on The Brilliant are extremely addicting to watch as well. There'll be a link in the description to the channel, so make sure to come and visit us. Or you can go to our latest video popping up on screen right now. Oh, and have you visited thefinestpost.com to enjoy the most amazing articles you will ever get to read?